Hey everyone, Brittany here, and it's been a month since my last garden tour, homestead tour. So I'm going to take you guys around and show you what's going on. Today's April 28th, and we are officially frost free as of about maybe 10 days ago. So yeah, the garden is really starting to come along, and let me show you what's happening here. Okay, we're starting here in this bare bedroom. Here are all my seedlings. So I have 14 different varieties of tomatoes. And these are all from seeds that I saved from last year's garden. And a lot of the tomatoes in my garden last year are hybrids. So we should have some interesting tomatoes. I have a tray of greens, different kales, cabbage, chard. This entire tray is pretty much the green sorrel. There's some more tomatoes, some more greens like spinach and tatsoi, lots of basil. And I've liked growing in these row trays. It's kind of been a new experiment for me this year, just to save space. In here we have cress, and we had red vein sorrel. And let's come around. Couple of plants I bought. And here's some more herbs like thyme and oregano. I still need to prick these into cells. Some cress, cute lavender plants. That pretty much is what I have inside for now. Some of these are getting close to being ready to go outside, like these little tatsois are probably ready. So I'll be moving those into the garden here very soon. Alright, let's go outside. Okay, on the front porch, let's check out the berries first. So, one of the blueberries is putting on flowers. This is the pink lemonade blueberry. Both of those plants look really healthy. Then I have the ambrosias, and those are nice and healthy. We have this poor little blueberry down here that still hasn't put any growth off, but I'm still hopeful. A blueberry here that's doing all right. And one last blueberry. And we have some wild blackberries, I'm guessing, coming up. So we'll let those go. One of the figs, this one's not showing growth yet, but these other berries are doing great. So here's my Loganberry. Yay. My Dewberry. Looking good. My Dewberry is actually flowering. So excited. And then here, Goji berries. We piled up some rocks here to create a little amphibian habitat. Okay, and then let's walk along these beds. Actually, let me show you the fig trees first, because we do have growth on two of the fig trees. This one right here is starting to put up growth, and this one has a green tip. Yay! I created a little bed here for strawberries, which I haven't finished planting yet. But I just piled under this top material here, which is from our compost pile. And then this is just like leaf mulch that I took from over here. I just like raked all the leaves aside and took like the top inch of soil and just covered the top of the bed with this. And all the other figs have not shown growth yet. Okay, so that's kind of the big perennial plants. Let's just walk through their garden. There's still a lot of it that's unplanted, and I think I'm just going to do cover crops on most of it. So we've got radishes, arugula going to seed. I love arugula flowers. They're so tasty and pretty. Here's some red lettuce, arugula, huge Daikon radishes. And I finally went through here and cleaned out the landscaping fabric that somebody had left me by the previous homeowner. So that's all clear now. And we saw a snake, and we've seen a couple of lizards in there as well. So I'm happy about that. Here's some romaine, some beets. We have more arugula here. And some little cilantro, which is finally coming on. I'm so excited. I can't wait to put some cilantro in my smoothies. Okay. Then here, oh, we finally got gravel all along the house, and then we re-graveled the driveway. So in this bed here is kind of like my cover crop. The radish and clover is growing nicely, and I had peas in here, but earlier today I noticed there are tons of aphids on them, so I just went ahead and removed them. And then along this edge here I've planted I think beans on this side, 3 different kinds of pole beans. And then on the opposite side I did more peas, like sugar snaps and a golden pea. So the cover crop is doing really well. The rain tank's still working out nicely. I have just some bamboo on top of this bed to keep the soil mulched. In here, now everything's growing really slow, and this has been my experience. It's usually the first year it's not that great. The soil is still being built, and the plant growth is slow, but we're just experimenting and seeing. So another exciting news, I started working full-time at a farm 3 weeks ago, which is great. I love working there. I'm so fortunate to have found such a great job working with amazing people on an amazing farm. But one other benefit is I get to bring extra transplants home. So I have some broccoli, which we've never grown before, so I'm curious to see how that goes. And then all that right there is beets. And then within, like, these are the plants I had already planted. Like, there's little baby kales and other tiny little plants, but I just knew that the beets would stand a better chance, so I just went ahead and planted them. And this is grown in like composted wood chips, so we have so many little baby trees coming up. So just trying to stay on top of weeding. Here's what it looks like as it gets bigger. Little baby tree. Okay, and then here is burdock. And these I started inside and brought them out already. Yeah, we just have I think this is collards. One lettuce that outgrew all the others. It's funny, it's all the same seed and variety, but that one's just so much happier. Starting to have a little bit of grass coming up. I'll have to stay on top of that. Pulling the weeds as I film. Don't mind me. Okay, then we have lettuce. Slowly but surely starting to take off. This is a speckled romaine. A little bit of spinach. Tatsoi. And what I'll probably end up doing is just like transplanting all those plants from inside within these really slower growing ones. And this is a new variety for me called Erba, Stella, Minutina. I'm really excited about it, and it just looks really cool. It's like aloe kind of. It's succulent and juicy. Here's a little cluster of faster growing lettuce. This is Prizehead. There's a little tatsoi tucked in there. Okay. And these are just some of the weeds that have been popping up. I've just been putting them in cups so I can let them grow up so I can identify them. So this first bed is all seeds I saved from my garden last year. And here's some little green onions, and I think it's just like so much better to just grow them, regrow them from store-bought green onions. It's so much faster. So that's what those are. These are lettuces I bought at the store as well. What else do I have in here? Just some different like cilantro. Here's my favorite lettuce variety, Sweet Valentine Romaine. And it was the fastest growing, but the Prizehead has way taken over it now. Let's see. I think this is just bok choy. That's right. And then here is a lobed lettuce that's really pretty. And it seems like the clumps, whenever they're like close to each other, that's what grows faster. So that's been interesting to observe. There's Dianthus and a Viola. Okay, so that kind of wraps up this area. I have a few new things to show you. Okay, so this is the area where they dumped the wood chips. So I figured I would just throw some seed in here. Of course there's grass coming up. Of course. But like radishes and little lettuces and other things are coming up. So it'll be fun to see if these things can like keep up with the grass or not. Just a little experiment. Okay, and then this is a project Luke was working on. He basically just like piled a bunch of compost and then straw that was in our old barn. He just like planted stuff in here. So there's like a volunteer potato that was in the compost. Then lots of acorn squash plants. The little keyhole here in the middle. And then there's more just sheet mulching happening here. Okay, and one more thing. Okay, so we bought a greenhouse from a friend. It's an old fiberglass greenhouse. And I started putting it together yesterday. I'm really excited about this because then I can move all my transplants from inside our spare bedroom outside. And I think we're gonna like put it kind of in this area once it's all built. Yeah, that's great. And then here are some of my other seedlings that I will eventually have to get planted. I have some, whatchamacallit, a nice hyssop, some echinacea, some catmint, lavender. I think that's like a chrysanthemum. There's some more nice hyssop, strawberries, Jerusalem artichokes, mint. Here we have strawberries that are flowering. I'm so excited because they're making a little fruit. We're gonna get our first homegrown strawberries. This one's a pine berry. I cannot wait to eat our first homegrown strawberries. Then the asparagus did survive. So that needs to be, I need to build a bed for that. I mean, there's just a lot of work to be done, of course. Here's my hazelnut tree, which is doing well. But yeah. I guess that's like most of the excitement. The cob oven is pretty much done. There's cat ears on it now. Still composting back here. Alright, so that is my tour. Yeah, full spring here in North Carolina. Just got a lot of work to do, projects to do like usual. And I'm just excited to keep growing throughout the season, build soil, see how the landscape changes here. I start harvesting wild blackberries, which are we're gonna have buckets full of them. So I hope all of you guys are having a great spring, and I hope you're gardening. And if you have any questions, leave them down below, and I'll see you guys on the next update. Bye.